So, you are aware that this place was the ground on which the Great War was fought.
Yeah, we heard from the old man here.
The Great War was sparked by a type of Blastia.
What?
This was not a Blastia that had been excavated. It had been constructed in the city of Temza using a new type of technology. The Hermes Blastia.
Hermes Blastia?
I've never heard of it. And if you say it was newly built...
The Hermes models were even more effective at converting air into energy. They were intended to revolutionize the technology of Blastia.
But something went wrong.
The Blastia using these Hermes-type formulas required massive quantities of air. The Airkrina began producing abnormal amounts of air in order to compensate.
That would mean the end, not just of humanity, but all life on this planet.
Just like we saw at Cave Mach and the Wiesent of Kados. Wouldn't like to see that happen everywhere.
The Entelekea realized the dangers of the Hermes Blastia before the humans, and they moved to destroy them.
Which created a conflict that grew until it eventually became the Great War.
So then the Entelekea fought against the humans to help the planet?
But why didn't they tell the humans how dangerous those Blastia were?
Neither side probably cared much if the other brought itself to ruin. There's never been any love lost between humans and Entelekea. Probably didn't talk much. There may have been other reasons, though. Still, we don't know what this story has to do with our Judith here.
Temza fell to the flames of war, and the technology of the Hermes Blastia was believed lost. Yes, at Rago's mansion, Amit Hill, Gosferost, not to mention.
The Ceres Blastia on the Fiertia.
So then you've been destroying the Blastia in place of the Entelekea.
You could have mentioned that. Why didn't you say something? Were you gonna save the world all on your own? Are you stupid?
What was that?
Baul!
Nan!
It looks like we found our mark.
You will not pass.
You're a person, aren't you? How can you defend a monster?
Didn't you get the news? I said nobody lays a hand on one of our own.
We won't allow that. Not even from you, Nan.
We were having a conversation over here. Butt out!
I don't usually like to get my clothes dirty, but...
Everyone!
Have the hunting blades added people to their list of targets?
Nobody who associates with monsters can rightly call themselves a person.
Carol, have you forgotten the credo of the hunting blades? Step aside.
Monsters are evil, and the hunting blades pursue that evil. But the Entelekea aren't evil. They were fighting to save the world.
Don't let them fool you with that credo nonsense. They're on a job. They're here for the Apatheia.
It seems you won't listen to reason. If you have no intention of moving...
You leave us no choice.
And welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Vesperia. Last time we made it to the top of Mount Temza, and clearly this time we are dealing with the hunting blades. So that's fun to start off with. What happened with Carol has actually happened before. It was back at Capra Nor. There was one point on a failed take of that boss fight where one of Carol's lines didn't load in, oddly enough. So apparently this is a recurring thing with Carol's dialogue, that sometimes for whatever reason it doesn't load in properly. I don't really understand why, but it does. So we're given an opportunity to rearrange our party. Luckily Judith's level scaled up to our level. Sorry Carol. It's weird because Carol's level didn't scale, but Judith's did, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe because we're at a boss fight, so it'll end badly if she isn't the same level as everyone else. Chapel Guard, yeah, I'll go with that. Best equipment, obviously, that's a good idea. Apparently, oh, well that's actually a good trade-off because it offsets the Silver Circlet. Let's see, and I am going to go with, this. No, wait, Emerald Ring. When did I get that? I don't even know when I got this, but this actually seems like a pretty good thing for Estelle to have. I think I learned a couple arts off screen, but it's also not really relevant. Gonna check art setup really quickly. Which did I learn? I learned something off screen, and I can't remember which one it was. Was it Shadowing Punishment? Maybe? I don't know. I don't remember Coil Beat before, so maybe it's one of those. But yeah, I did go back to town, stock up on items. This is something else I want to say. I also ran into a super boss on the way there, so that was fun. I also stocked up on holy bottles so I could make it to the top of the mountain without losing any items. And that's about all the prep work I have to talk about. Yeah, so I think we're good to go.
All monsters should be killed!
That's the rule of the hunting blades. I don't care what you think of monsters. I will protect Baul, even if it costs me my life.
Aiding monsters is punishable by death!
You're worse than monsters. They just got instinct. You got brains. So what's your excuse?
Shut up! We hunting blades will not back down!
So I guess we just gotta fight this out.
Don't blame me for what happens.
So I was actually reading off screen that apparently Nan actually knows Resurrection. So we are going after her first, clearly. That's obviously a good plan. Okay, overlimit, try to make short work of her. So yeah, you want to apparently go after Nan first. They hit really hard, actually. So what item was used? She's using an Angel Ring, so that's good. What's Rita doing? Magic Lens on Nan. Level 38, 58,000 HP.
But I need them. Is that it?
Ow. I'm gonna bust out a... Wait, I don't have one of those. Never mind, we're in trouble. I'm gonna bust out a... lemon gel. And then I'll have Estelle use a... Oh, that's a problem. Apparently there's a secret mission for this fight, something about hitting them when they're like get stuck at one point. Like apparently the weapons can get stuck in the ground when they use a certain art. So you have to basically time it so you can end up in a situation where you can stagger them, but you have to actually stagger both of them is the tricky part. Well, that was interesting timing actually. Well, guess what we're doing this fight.
What you think of monsters?
So apparently the recommended strategy for this fight is actually to use Overlimit and Destruction Field, because Destruction Field actually does a lot of damage to Nan. So the recommended strategy is to just sort of spam Destruction Field. Obviously this doesn't help you get the secret mission, but it's a pretty decent way to actually take them out if you're not worrying about secret missions. See, that took out 20,000 HP right there. So he's going into Overlimit. We didn't take her out, so luckily we saw a shot at the secret mission. Did I not have that skull equipped? That also restored my health. Well, that was a mistake. Should have equipped that. She can also use first aid, which is bad. Okay, that's the attack we were looking for, but for some reason we couldn't get the mission. Yeah, I think that's the attack where if you attack her with good timing at that point, you can actually take her out. Or at least severely weaken her. Ow. Yeah, once we can get one of them down, this will be easy, I think. It's just dealing with both of them at the same time. That's not the easiest thing in the world. And also for the secret mission, you actually have to do it with both, which is not easy. So yeah, that's the problem. There we go. So we got the secret mission with Nan. So now we have to just worry about her. I'm not even gonna worry about Tyson at the moment. I'm just going to try to whittle her down. She doesn't have much HP left, so I'm just gonna keep doing this. Also, by the way, for setup, I actually did give Yuri the Emerald Ring, so I could keep spamming.
Concentrate.
Like that. Okay, so one down. We are in much better shape than we were last time. Lemon Gel on Raven to keep him alive. Also, when I eventually stop, to use an item. There we go. Good timing. Apparently, Tyson also has a move where he will actually get stuck in the ground. So likewise, we have to actually do the same thing on him as well, when he gets stuck. Level 39, definitely a lot tougher, a lot more HP. He hits a lot harder too. But basically, if you take out Tyson first, from what I've read, Nan will actually resurrect him. So definitely don't worry about Tyson until much later. Until you deal with one of them first. And definitely take out Tyson last, because you don't want them resurrecting... you don't want to resurrecting Tyson. It seems like arts are better. You have to hit them with a pretty strong attack in order to actually stagger them. Go for it. I won't stop you. You don't seem to use the arts a ton, so I'm actually gonna back off a little bit and wait until they get stuck. Yeah, I don't know what art it is. Oh.
We're not done yet.
Well, that worked out.
Oh, now you've gone and done it.
Remember how I just said it to defend? Well, we're sending it back to moderate. I don't know if Destruction Field is really good on him. It does a lot of damage for sure, but I'm gonna switch this back to Dragon Swarm. Ow. Okay, so his green meter's almost down. I'm not gonna try to overlimit until he stops his rampage at the moment. By the way, enemies have, Mystic Arts too, apparently. I actually didn't know he had a Mystic Art, so that was a rude awakening. Okay. Please don't interrupt my combo, this is working out rather nicely.
Pretty good.
I'll fight anybody who lays a hand on my people.
I did it!
Hooray for the old man!
Nan, I'm sorry.
What's happening?
Baul is trying to evolve as an Entelekea.
It looks like he's suffering.
Baul, come on! No!
I want to heal your wounds, but there's nothing I can do. My power is poison to you, isn't it?
Healing wounds isn't your power, Estelle.
What do you mean?
Don't you remember Bellius's words?
Power corrupts, but you are different. Never lose that kindness, the compassion you so readily show to others.
My compassion for others.
Your thoughts are reaching Baul. I'm sure of it.
All we can do now is hope for the best. Well now.
Amazing!
I knew you could do it.
Your partner seems like he's gonna be just fine.
Yes. Thank you all for helping to protect him. This is something I couldn't have done alone.
You're one of us! Of course we'd help!
Didn't I tell you? You got through to him. You make it through to Pharaoh as well. Will you be going to meet him?
That's up to Estelle to decide.
I'll go. It's been the purpose of my journey after all.
Are you sure? What if you end up getting killed?
Even still, I've got to stand firm on this.
It won't be too long before the hunting blades send reinforcements. How about a change in scenery before they show up and spoil the party?
There's only one path down from here, though. We're bound to run into them.
Get on. We'll fly as far as the Fiertia. We can finish talking once we arrive.
Judy!
She's sleeping. She must be exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, she just keeled over. Wasn't expecting that.
I bet she watched over Baul the entire time he was evolving. She probably didn't get much sleep. She probably had no idea when the hunting blades would attack either.
She was putting up a brave front, but she must have been near the end of her rope.
She's just dumb. She doesn't know how to express what she's feeling.
We can finish talking with her tomorrow. We should let her sleep now. In fact, I wouldn't mind a little shut-eye myself. We still haven't heard Judy's side, so we can't say anything, but she sure caused the guild a major headache, breaking Blastias all on her own. There's no getting around that fact, no matter what her reasons. We have to settle this. Man, I hate waiting.
Well, I guess that's one way to get an airship. So I'm just gonna go talk to everybody, because I can. So does an old man pass his prime fit into the picture at all? What are you whining about, old man? Why you past your prime? What Judith was talking about before, the Hermes Blastia, was it? Blastia created with techniques that should have been lost in the war is still active. Do you know what this means? Guess someone who survived the war brought either Blastia or those techniques back with him. That person was still using the Blastia even though he knew it was harmful to the Earth? Someone like that would have to be quite the villain indeed. Oh man, don't tell me you. Hey now, yours truly was nothing but an innocent youth on the straight and narrow path back then. I wouldn't do something like that even on my worst day. I was just trying to trick you into giving yourself away. You're a slippery one. Son of a... When are you gonna learn to respect your elders? Or some... I didn't quite catch what he said compared to what I said. Never mind. I need to pay more attention to the dialogue, I think, sometimes. Though being dyslexic does not help. Let's talk to Carol. Are you thinking about Judy? Yeah, I'm wondering what we should do about her. It's true that she broke the guild's laws and betrayed us. I always thought that a guild's strict adherence to its own laws was what kept it together, that there could be no exceptions, no lenience for those who would break the laws. But she did what she did to save the world. She is destroying Blastia because she knows it's the right thing to do, even if it makes people hate her. Yep. She just didn't break our laws in order to do something bad. I know this now. I'm going to talk with her about it and give it some more thought. I'll figure this out eventually. Oh yeah? Maybe if I become a little bit more decisive, Nan will listen to me too. Oh, Yuri. Sorry to interrupt while you're thinking. Ever since I took Belias' life without meaning to, I've wanted to know what it means to be the child of the full moon so the same thing doesn't happen again. I always thought that was my duty to know. But after what happened to Belias, That's how everyone is. They do something, they learn, they do something else, they learn more. You too, Yuri? Yeah. Maybe if I'd known everything ahead of time, I wouldn't have made any mistakes. There's only one thing I can say for sure. What's that? Maybe you wouldn't have made any mistakes, but sure would have been boring. I really wonder. Is that the core from the Ceres Blastia that Judy destroyed? Yes, it's definitely cut with a different formula than the usual core. Looks like what she said was true. She said she wasn't too good at lying after all. Discovered that the new technique you created was bad for the world after what must have been years of research. I can't imagine how the person who created the Hermes technique must have felt. Well, what if it had been you? If I found out that it hurt the Earth, I would have to do something about it. But I wouldn't destroy the Blastia like that. What the? Nothing. If only things weren't so complicated. I could have just blasted her into oblivion and been done with it. Thank you. She's sound asleep. Let's let her sleep a bit longer.
Morning, Yuri.
Morning.
It's a beautiful morning, but even as we stand here, the air is out of balance, and our world may already be dying.
That's right.
Well, look who's feeling better.
In the past, these slight fluctuations of the air have not negatively affected our world. There have always been beings who maintain the balance by sensing changes in the airflow. Beings like Pharaoh and Baul, the Entelekea.
So the Entelekea were responsible for keeping the air balanced.
For ages, the Entelekea have regulated the air. But the recent increase has been greater than they could control.
Which is being caused by the Hermes Blastia.
And which is also why you were going around taking down as many of them as you could.
Yes, that was my mission. The path I walk with Baul, to whom I owe my life.
The path you walk.
Now some would even hunt the Entelekea for Apatheia. This has made the mission of the Entelekea even more difficult.
Why is everybody so crazy about these Apatheia anyway?
I'm afraid I don't have an answer. The air an Entelekea absorbs becomes condensed within its body over time. When its life is at an end, that condensed air forms a crystal, an Apatheia. That's all I know. I imagine Pharaoh could shed more light on the subject, though.
So Apatheia are crystals of concentrated air. If that's true and the energy could be extracted from the Apatheia, it would be a source of overwhelming power, I'm sure.
Could we really do that?
I don't know.
I bet somebody wants to use these things for the wrong reasons.
Why didn't you just tell us all this from the beginning?
Seriously, we could have avoided all this trouble if you just talked to us. Am I wrong?
Even if you had known, there are things not even you could have prevented.
What do you mean?
I showed up at Heliord because Baul had sensed a disturbance in the air. Where there was a disturbance, there was sure to be a Hermes Blastia. But what I found there was not a Blastia, it was a person. That had never happened before.
So it wasn't like you were looking for Estelle in particular back at Heliord.
Yet for some reason, Baul perceived Estelle as a disturbance in the air. I had to find out why. For the sake of the path I've chosen. It was at that time that Pharaoh first appeared. He seemed to have some idea who Estelle was. My mission was to destroy all the Hermes Blastia. However, Estelle was obviously not a Blastia. I needed to make absolutely certain. I made a deal with Pharaoh, and he agreed to grant me some time.
You mean...
If it became apparent that her existence posed too great a threat, then I would kill her.
You what?
Settle down. Obviously, Judith reached a different conclusion.
All right, I get it.
Belius said you possess a heart of compassion. If you can communicate that to Pharaoh somehow, you may learn what you should do.
Hey, there's no real reason for you to fight Pharaoh anymore, right? I mean, we know the Hermes Blastia are what's causing the problem and everything. If we just make sure the Apatheia don't fall into the wrong hands...
I still want to meet Pharaoh. I want to hear what he has to tell me.
But...
Please try to understand. I have to know more about myself and take responsibility for who I am.
all right.
Sorry, Yuri. I don't think we can decide what to do about Judith right away.
I promise not to leave again until things have been settled, as you said. I need to accept that responsibility myself.
Let's go and find Pharaoh. We'll finally be getting around to one of the first things we set out to do. We can work out the rest once this is finished.
There is a rocky crag in the center of the sands of Kogor. That is where Pharaoh lives. Baul can take us there.
Okay, let's go. This meeting's been a long time coming.
I can communicate with Baul, but there are still a few things you should know.
Like what?
Baul can only land on the ground in wide, open spaces, so you won't be able to dismount on steep mountain ranges or in narrow canyons.
Can't he land on water?
Water's no good either.
Really? He looks like he'd be a good swimmer.
Yeah, he'd sink like a rock.
Huh. Who knew?
But that's why we have a ship, right?
Right. If you'd like to get down onto the ocean, let me know. Baul will set our ship down there for us.
Okay, but what should we do when we want to fly again?
Use Baul's horn to call him to you.
Bowels. That's all there is to it?
Every Intellicheia has a special region in its brain that can be used for communication with a special power Critians possess.
Huh. So we can get a hold of him by using that.
Right.
That's a lot of control info. Wow. Maybe it'll make more sense in practice. I can only hope. Now the world is opened up to us. But I think we're actually going to call it here for now. So, we have learned major plot points that will lead into hopefully meeting Pharaoh. So next time we shall hopefully do that. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Tales of Vesperia.